Hello and welcome to the latest edition of Tom's Talks. We speak to Tom Marquand ahead of his fantastic book of rides on day 3, and it looks a great day of whirlpool action in store again. Make sure to opt into our money back second offer, which runs at every race at Royal Ascot. We will now head over to Tom to get his thoughts on day 3 at Royal Ascot. You have an exciting book of rides on day 3 at Royal Ascot, Tom. Starting off with Merchant, he was a nice winner at York last time. How do you think he'll get on?
Yeah, hopefully really well. I think Thursday feels like the week's really warming up. Merchant, who was an impressive winner at York last time after a good first run at Newmarket. He went up to the mile and a half, at the mile and a half again. But he's the right sort of horse to sort of come into this with a big chance. He's on that upward trajectory, and it's a race we've been fortunate enough to win, obviously, with the Royal runner, Desert Hero, a couple of years ago now, and hopefully this fella's in that similar mould where he's going to find his way into stakes company at some point.
Life is Beautiful goes in the Ribblesdale Stakes. She ran well to finish second in the Pretty Polly last time. She looks set to go close again.
Yeah, ran a big race in the Pretty Polly. She's obviously had 2 runs this year, both second in both. Form has worked out really well. Obviously, Pretty Polly's a tough race normally. Killing Queen came out and won one of the Oaks trials after, and the winner went on and won 2. So look, that all posts well. Obviously, John and Thady have 3 runners in there, and she looks the best of the 3, hopefully on form. So, really looking forward to riding her, going up to the mile and a half, and hopefully she can go well.
Raafedd makes his handicap debut in the Britannia Stakes. How do you think he'll get on? Tough start in the first ever handicap there, but he looks to have a nice chance.
Yeah, he's a lovely horse, and one that I've been looking forward to for this week, to be perfectly honest. He's obviously stepping into a handicap race for the first time, which is a tough proposition in a Britannia, but I feel like he's man enough for it, and a horse that the team is looking forward to seeing what he can do in the future, which for a handicap prospect is it's important. You know, that upward form line is what we're looking for with him, and hopefully he can handle the sort of magnitude of tomorrow and everything that's going to be going on, and go big.
Arabian Force goes on the Hampton Court Stakes. He's won his last 2, and the form of that has been frank since, with the horses he's beaten coming out and win. How do you think he'll get on?
Yeah, a really interesting horse. Obviously, looked like he's got a huge amount of talent. As you say, the horse that he went and won at Salisbury came out and won. Important for the form line, but he does have to dial himself in a little bit. He's been quite unprofessional, albeit getting the job done, but we'd definitely like to see a sort of maturer person come into the races tomorrow, and hopefully we can keep a lid on him and let him show his best. But he's an extremely exciting horse for the future, and look, I just hope that those racecourse experiences is starting to settle him down a bit and get him a bit more matured mentally.
Mirsky goes in the finale for trainer David O'Mara. He's won the race before, and he's known as saddling big handicap winners. He won at Epsom at the Derby meeting, won well. I think he could go close again. Yeah,
strong win at Epsom. Went forward, there was a hot tempo, and lasted it out, if anything, extended on from that. So you'd like to think coming in, still hopefully with a bit of wiggle room with the handicapper. And as you say, David has a great record in races like this, so good ride to have, and one that I'm sure will be sort of getting up into a comfortable position, and hopefully then just improving all the way through to the line.
There's been a few question marks about where to be drawn. Where do you think the best place to be drawn is?
Yeah, look, I'll be honest, it's the sort of $1 million question at Ascot. When you're on the straight track, what you think is a great draw some days turns into a horror draw in another race, and then the next race that's the draw you wanted. In reality, in an ideal setup, what you want when you've got a straightforward horse is you want pace around you, and you want fancied horses around you. Obviously, with the pace, it means the race settles around you, and you can sort of figure out exactly what's happening very, very quickly without having to manoeuvre too much. And then also you want those fancied horses around you, because A, you don't want to be left in front too long, and if you are in front, at least you've got fancied horses pushing you to the line. And then B, if you're not wanting to get there till late, at least you've got those fancied horses dragging all the way to the line, and you've got a target to go and run at. So look, it's a really interesting one. As for the round track, look, the mile and a half race, you see draw 20 and you go, oh, it's going to be tough. It can materialise into one of the kindest draws because you're not having to do any work. those inside horses get the sort of rough and tumble of the race, going down the hill into the bottom bend, and actually being out wide you can coast and get a sensible run. But it's all reliant on these little variables of what other people the horses and what your horse wants to do as well. So as I say, it's the $1 million question, and to be quite frank, a lot of the time you don't know until you've got 100 yards whether you've got a great draw or a bad draw.
You've got a good book of rides, best of luck, and hope you can get a winner.
Cheers.